Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to In the Ladies Room with Nikki and Michelle. Coming to you briefly this evening because I promised that we'll be back. And although we are back officially, Michelle had an emergency this evening, so she will not be able to come on. So it will just be me for a very brief show because I really needed her today. So we're going to be very brief this evening. Um, I just wanted to come to you because I did promise that we would be back. And I don't want to leave you guys hanging every Thursday. It's been quite some time since we've been on. So without further ado, welcome to the ladies' room. Hello, Vanessa. I miss you. I miss all of you guys. And I just wanted to just give a brief synopsis of what's been going on and let fill you in on a few things and let you know where we're going from here. Good evening, Maritza from Philadelphia. Um, so I just wanted to kind of explain to you why we were absent for the past couple of weeks. Um, a couple of weeks ago, I was unfortunately in the ICU. I had a pulmonary embolism, which almost claimed my life. So I'm praising and I'm thanking God that I'm here to testify and let you know that all illness is not unto death. So, and there's a reason why I'm explaining my situation and letting you know exactly what happened to me. And it is very important for not just women, but it is an important message to tell everyone that a few weeks ago, well, actually, as some might know, I have been experiencing problems with my breathing for quite some time. But due to my condition with ALS, I had assumed it was my diaphragm. And yes, my diaphragm is a little bit weaker because of the condition. But a couple of weeks ago, I started experiencing some shortness of breath that was just extremely unusual. Um, so one day I had a shortness of breath where I really, literally, was calling on my mother. I just could not see myself being able to stay alive, but I was rushed to the hospital and they really did save my life in the ER. So I'm grateful for that. But I'm saying all that to say this. Sometimes we all get so consumed with one condition. So you might have a major issue in your life, or whatever that is, and it doesn't always have to be health. You could be in the middle of a very strenuous divorce, or maybe you just lost your job, and that particular situation, because it's so big and so grand in your life, you kind of ignore other signs. And so that's kind of what happened with me. I was so focused on my ALS and thinking it's my diaphragm. So I was not even paying attention to the signs that I could have had a pulmonary embolism. And uh, as many may know, especially people, hey, Adrian, that may work in the medical field, that a pulmonary embolism is extremely serious. That's a lot of people don't make it back home from that kind of situation. But again, thank God I did. And so I'm here to tell and testify that God is good anyhow. But so, what I was saying, what I was getting around to is that no matter how big a situation is in your life, like for me, the ALS was like king. And, I was paying attention to the signs and symptoms of ALS, but not even paying attention to other medical issues that could arise, even though that particular medical issue is kind of directly correlated with the ALS. I still didn't think about it because I'm thinking about the ALS. So I say that to say, always, always, always keep up with all your checkups. Just because you have, and my heart goes out to any woman or man for that matter, because they get it too. But anyone who suffers from breast cancer, you may be suffering or you may be dealing with. Let me not say suffering, because all illness may not be unto death, but it's not all unto suffering either. But with that said, you may be dealing with breast cancer, but that doesn't mean because you have breast cancer you can't get something else. So you have to be on top of your health in every area, in every aspect, because you just don't know. And you want to be here to take care of the grand thing, but there are some more acute things that can beset us that will just take you out of here faster than the one thing that you've been paying attention to. So I just wanted to share that with you guys and let you know that that was, in particular, why we weren't on for the past 2 weeks, while I get up my strength and try and get some of my breath back. I'm not totally out of the woods, so I have to be a little bit more cautious, which is why we're going to be on very, very briefly this evening, because I don't have my partner in crime to kind of piggyback and take some of the breath away while she's talking. I could kind of steal some breath, and so I don't have that bounce back for the conversation. So I'm gonna be a little bit short this evening, but again, I don't like to break my promises, and I promised that we would have a show this evening. So here we are. Um, yes, thank you so much. Vanessa says thank God for healing you, for healing me. I'm sorry, Vanessa. And I think this oxygen too, this lack of oxygen, because that's what prompted me to go to the emergency room. The lack of oxygen was really messing with my brain. But anyway, thank God for healing you, keeping you in my prayers. I love you, Nikki. Please take care of yourself and don't worry about not being able to be on. Thank you so much, Vanessa. I appreciate that. So, what I wanted to talk about, um, I guess we'll save for another show because I would like to hear Michelle's input put on it. But I posted in the ladies' room if you guys get a chance to talk about it. Miss Natasha, forget Natasha's last name. Um, I don't know why it's escaping me again. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna blame it on the oxygen levels. But um, Natasha Main, she has these videos that she posts. If you guys get a chance to friend her, I want you to give a listen to some of her talks about inspiring women, on how she inspires women, because she starts off with almost what seems to be vanity, very vain approach to the talk. So she starts off talking about what she's wearing and the luxury of it, the expense of it. And if you're not really open to listening to the message, you might shut it off. But she brings it back around to explain how women deserve luxury, how they deserve to be treated in life. So I really wanted to talk about that, and I really wanted to go over it with Michelle, but she had an emergency this evening, so she could not be on live. So we'll do it another time, because I wanted to get her take on that as well. And of course, my breath and my wind is not up to par to do a full show on my own. But I did want to come before you this evening and say thank you for your support. Thank you for your prayers. I appreciate you guys listening and waiting for us and tuning in to us. I also wanted to point out that we also may be moving the show for the summer hours a little bit later because I know that most people will want to still be outside at 7 o'clock to enjoy this the sunlight we have. So I really would be considering pushing the show back maybe to 8 or 9 o'clock during the summer hours. But for now, I just want to again thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. And God willing, the creek don't rise. We will be back here next week at 7 p.m. This is our hour. So with that, oh, I don't want to be remiss in not saying that I wanted to send my condolences to the Sanders family on the loss of King Victor Shalif Sanders. We lost him this past week, and we're praying and uplifting his family, of course, his brother Sweetback. We're lifting him up in prayer, and we hope that God will send the comforter to the entire family. We know death is hard. A lot of us have been experiencing a lot of death this past year, and it's extremely difficult to deal with. This is the anniversary of our dear friend, our dear brother, Mr. Willie Cook, Miss Alexis Carrington. We will forever miss him, miss his presence, his laughter, his cooking. We just really enjoy him. I said Alexis Carrington, and you hear my Alexis in the back. Alexa, be quiet. This modern technology is something else, but anyway, again, this has been a very difficult time for a lot of us. So I just hope that we all keep each other up in our prayers and be mindful that even though some of the restrictions around COVID are starting to loosen, that we still need to be cautious. We need to be careful. And we also need to I understand that we want to get out and we want to party and socialize again, but this is going to be a new normal. And we want to be respectful of the feelings of some of those who've lost so much during this time. And we want to help where we can and do what we can for those who have lost, be it a loved one, a job, a home, um, family members. You just don't know what people are going through at this time. So we're just going to ask that you guys continue to be prayed up and pray for our fellow citizens. Um, Hopefully, if my wind is up and my partner in crime is ready for I meant what I said, we'll talk about the George Floyd situation and the violence against Asians on that particular program on Monday. But I will put out a video letting you know, not a video, but I will put out something letting you know it will be coming if we decide to do it on Monday. But again, we love you in the ladies' room. We thank you for listening, and we thank you for keeping up with us. We thank you for your prayers. Please pray for my sister Michelle Thomas as she handles her business at home. So, with that said, good night. But it was so wonderful just to get on and say hello for a few minutes. I miss you guys. See you next week.